tell you this one. Alien from Mars. It could be really strange. Or maybe from another galaxy that'd drive you insane. Well, there was this here alien anthropologist, just happened to be from Mars, and he was studying our civilization. Yes, in America, by living with us for a year, and one day, the president called the alien anthropologist from Mars into the Oval Office, and the president sighed. Well, my alien friend, you're an anthropologist from another planet, and it seems that we must ask you to leave. And the alien anthropologist from Mars was shocked and surprised by this. He thought he had gained the national trust of all of us wonderful people. Why, what's the matter? He stammered, and it seems that some one of our great national people has given birth to an alien that looks a lot like you, said the president. And the anthropologists from Mars began to laugh. Oh, is that all it is? No, that's just a classic case of inheriting recessive genes and, well, anyway. And he looked out the window and pondered for a bit and said, well, look at there. On this White House lawn, there was a bunch of sheep grazing, and all of them looked the same except for one. The president was silent for a moment and said, listen, if you don't talk about the sheep, I won't talk about the baby alien. And now for the rest of the story. Yep, got my nose to the grindstone here. Up early in the morning, stay in bed early at night. Got the grindstone for a noose. What a fool I've been. Chasing every whim to sheet, to sweet chagrin. I'm tongue-tied and twisted and can barely get the words out. Oh, sharp-tongued and up to my neck, but what the heck? Caught in this swamp, nothing but political cronies on the take. It's human nature, greed's a funny thing. Got a grindstone for a noose. What a fool I've been, chasing every whim to sweet chagrin. Sharp of tongue and long of mouth, up to my neck and stuck in a hole like a mouse. But what the heck? I'm trapped in this swamp. Nothing but political cronies on the take, no doubt. It's human nature, greed's the strangest thing, like a puppet on a string. A situation where no one really wins. Yeah. Nothing but political cronies on the take. It's human nature, greed, a funny thing, feeling like a puppet dangling on a string. It's a situation where no one wins. But what do you do when you're caught in that rut again? You're spinning the wheels, but you can't get out. Trying to break free, but you're stuck in a web. You can only hope and wish well for the best. And now, I'll tell you another lie. How about this one? One day, Professor Peters was having lunch in the dining hall at the university over in London with Gandhi. Well, yes, and Gandhi... Well, I got to start at the beginning of the story if I'm going to tell you this one, right? Gandhi was studying at the university in London, and an uppity professor whose last name was Peters, who disliked him intensely and always displayed prejudice and mostly towards Gandhi. Also because Gandhi never lowered his head when addressing him, as expected. There were always arguments and confrontations, and one day Professor Peters was having lunch in the dining room of the university, and Gandhi came along with his tray and sat right next to Professor Peters. And Professor Peters said, Mr. Gandhi, you do not understand. A pig and a bird do not sit and eat together. And Gandhi looked at him as a parent would a rude child and calmly replied, "Oh, don't worry, Professor. I'll fly away." And he went to sat at another table. He went to sit at another table, not sat at another table, Herman. Professor Peters, reddened with rage, decided to take revenge on him the next day with a test paper. But Gandy responded brilliantly to all the questions, and Professor Peters, unhappily frustrated, asked him the following question. "Mr. Gandy, if you were walking down the street and found a package, and within this package was a bag of wisdom and another bag with lots of money, which one would you take?" And without hesitation, Gandy responded, "Why, the one with the money, of course." Professor Peters, smiling sarcastically, said, "I, in your place, would have taken the wisdom, don't you think?" And Gandy shrugged indifferently and responded, "Each one takes what one doesn't have." Professor Peters, by this time, was fit to be tied. So great was his anger that he wrote on Gandy's exam paper the word "idiot" and gave it to Gandy. And Gandy took the exam sheet and sat down at his desk, trying very hard to remain calm. And he contemplated his next move. Well, a few minutes later, Gandy got up, went up to the professor, and said to him in a dignified but sarcastic tone, very polite, "Professor Peters, you signed the sheet, but you did not give me a grade." And that's all there is to that.